North Carolina's second strongest earthquake in almost 100 years rattled the region along the Virginia border. This is video from the town of Sparta near the epicenter of the magnitude 5.1 quake that hit at 8:07 this morning. After the shaking stopped, you can see what the jolt caused. Store aisles in disarray, items just shaken right off the shelves. Officials say some homes also suffered structural damage. People across North and South Carolina felt that quake, even down in Atlanta. A couple in Charlotte, some 90 miles away, described their experience.
We were laying down in the bed, just sleeping, and it startled us. We were laying down, and all of a sudden we hear this big tremble. It trembled our house, and then it shook our bed, and we was like, what in the world was that? I didn't know what it was. Honestly, I didn't even know if it was earthquake or not. To me, I thought I didn't even know that earthquakes actually exist in North Carolina because I'm from California, and I didn't even know that they exist. So I was really startled.
Officials say some residents of Sparta had to leave their homes because the buildings are just not safe. Right now, we have live team coverage, the latest information on today's significant seismic activity. News 13's Caitlin Penter is talking with emergency responders about any possible damage here in the mountains, and they offer some advice. Ryan Coulter's here in the studio with us now. Ryan, many folks felt it here in the mountains, you included.
Yeah, just past 8 o'clock this morning, the ground started shaking and was from this earthquake. Little did we know at the time it was more than 100 miles away as the crows fly from Asheville. A magnitude 5.1 quake just outside of Sparta, right along the Virginia-North Carolina state line. The depth only 2 miles, a very shallow earthquake. And again, folks as far away as Atlanta feeling the shaking early on in the morning time. So a lot of information coming out today. A lot of folks saying that, well, was this our most powerful quake we've had in the area? It wasn't. In fact, we've had some more powerful quakes across the region. Charleston, South Carolina right now holds the strongest earthquake at a magnitude 7.3 back in 1886. Certainly, though, this earthquake was one of the stronger ones we've seen in North Carolina, and certainly one of the strongest ones we've seen in a long time, coming in at a magnitude 5.1. You'll notice we also had a magnitude 5.2 quake in Mitchell County back in 1926. Asheville actually right now holds the record for North Carolina for having the strongest quake back in 1916, a magnitude 5.5 quake right in Skyland area. Of course, we sit in the East Tennessee seismic zone. It goes all the way as far north as Roanoke down to Chattanooga and Birmingham. Chief Meteorologist Jason Boyer was actually here this morning when that earthquake happened, and he has more information for us on exactly what we saw for this area.
This was a 5.1, so 1,000 times stronger than a 2.0, and it occurred in what is called the East Tennessee seismic zone, and that is a pretty active zone, in fact, for this part of the country. The East Tennessee seismic zone occurs essentially from northeastern Alabama all the way into southwestern Virginia. So it includes places like Birmingham, Chattanooga, Asheville, and Roanoke.
Emergency officials in our area say their phones were ringing off the hook this morning with people calling about this very unexpected shaking. News 13's Caitlin Penter spoke with quite a few of the people who respond to these types of situations. Caitlin, did they have any reports of damage?
Right, so no reports of injuries or damage from the emergency management directors we spoke with in Yancey, Mitchell, McDowell, and Avery counties. Look at this video, though, from some of the shaking in the Sparta area from the earthquake this morning. Avery County's director, Paul Buchanan, says they got 10 to 12 calls today about people wondering what was happening. They are 3 counties away from where the earthquake was reported in Sparta. Buchanan says the first thing 911 dispatchers did was check around to make sure no one was hurt. He says Avery County has earthquake protocols in place. He also says that people should be prepared for earthquakes like other natural disasters. He says you should have a 2 to 3 day supply of water and food and flashlights in case the power goes out. And coming up at 11, we'll tell you the other protocols that other counties have in place for earthquakes.
For a second night of protests happened in the streets of Asheville. Demonstrators gathered with calls to defund the police. In a tweet, Asheville police say they made several arrests. Police department records show at least 4 people were arrested last night. Today, former Buncombe County Commissioner Ellen Frost is scheduled to have her day in court. She's expected to enter a plea agreement. In the agreement, Frost will agree to plead guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to defraud the United States. In exchange, the other charges she's facing will be dismissed. Later today, teachers in Buncombe County will return to the classroom. They're preparing to welcome students for in-person learning. Classes begin 1 week from today. During a 2-week period, students will meet all their teachers and pick up necessary supplies for the start of virtual learning. I have your weather now. Here's what we're looking for over the next 7 days. 85 degrees for a high today in Asheville, 40% rain chance. That could come in the form of thunderstorms later on this afternoon. For tomorrow, 88 degrees, better chance of showers and storms. Wednesday, the same is true by Thursday. That could well be a weather-worn day with severe storms in our area. And by severe, I'm talking about winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. Also, the potential for quarter-size hail. Things looking a little better into the weekend. Have a great day.